So I've been in college for 1 week now, right? And classes have just started. But the biggest problem I'm dealing right now is like socially, right? I feel like I'm really struggling to connect with people. And more specifically, like there's certain times in conversation where I just like my mind just blanks out. Like I just cannot think. Like I'm not thinking like anything. I'm just like not thinking, and then I'm not talking, and I'm not present in the conversation. Like I'm in a group of people. We're eating lunch, and instead of like talking, laughing, making jokes, getting to know each other, I'm just looking around like looking around for some reason, and I just don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what's going on, right? And this is not every time. This is not like all the time. This is not every conversation. Some conversations I can have a normal conversation, and other times I can have a good conversation. In fact, a lot of people that I've met so far would say that I'm a social person and that I do really well. Some people have called me a genius because I'm really good with names. And like I was at a soccer, we were playing pickup soccer, and then I memorized like 20 people's names, and like they were like, "Yo, you're a genius, bro." So yeah, I've been pretty good with social skills, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? But then I have like terrible experience in which my mind blanks, which technically is I like the worst possible time, and that's when I pretty much have like my first date, pretty much, right? So I'm hanging out with this group of friends, right? And then everyone leaves, and it's just me and the girl, right? So we get up and we go walk around campus. We go to like check out some posters or whatever. And like my mind this whole time is just like not like I'm not present. Like I'm not present. Like mindfulness, meditation, all that stuff. Like I'm definitely not present. I'm just in my head. Like I'm not even like thinking like what I should say. I'm just like I just can't cook. Like my brain cannot like come up with things to say. And that's crazy because like the day before, like I was literally cooking, bro. Like I was literally hanging out with everyone. I was like getting to know people and like raising her up, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? But like today, like I just don't know what's going on. And then the worst part happens when we go back to her dorm, right? And like she just reads her syllabus for like 10 minutes, and I just sit there and like say very minimal things. Like I'm just sitting there, like I'm not even like on my phone. Like I'm just sitting there, like bro, that is like the biggest L I've taken in like this entire year. But like that's okay, right? Like taking an L is like okay, right? Obviously it's like a huge L, but it's like it's okay to take an L. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do bad because if you take an L, that means like you actually tried something outside of your comfort zone, right? Or outside of your skill level. So it's okay to take the L. It's okay to mess up, right? But like why though? Like that is what I've been trying to figure out. Like why does this happen? Right? Because it happened then on the date, right? And then it happened like the next day when I'm hanging out with their friends, and I'm just like not present in the conversation. I just can't like anything like. And then it happened. I'm really thinking about this, right? And it happened before during the summer when I was hanging out with my friends that I made in the summer. I made videos on this. Like I made some friends, and then we were celebrating like me going off to college, and then everyone starting school and everything. And I just couldn't I couldn't vibe with everyone. I couldn't like sit and enjoy and conversate and have fun. Like I was literally just my mind was blank, and I don't know like what was going on. But I have some theories, right? And of course, the first thing is like looking it up, right? Looking it up online, and what I've gotten is it's social anxiety, and it's like a stress response, like a fight or flight response caused by anxiousness. So hearing that, right? That's like okay, what was I anxious about in those situations? I mean the date, right? Let's still take the date for example. Like obviously that could be like because it's a date, like you're trying to impress someone, right? So that would make sense why I would be anxious, right? And it's not like I was anxious in the sense of Like no, not like that. Like I was literally like chill the whole time. I feel, but I think like anxiousness and fear and stuff like that. I think that can be expressed in different ways. And I say this because I think of this YouTube channel right here and how I've tried to start it many years ago. Like 2 years ago, I tried to start this channel. I made a video and then didn't make any more because I had like a fear of failure, right? I had this anxiousness, like, oh, my video's not good, oh, blah, 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 right? And it didn't necessarily express itself in, but it expressed itself in, I'm just gonna procrastinate, put this off, not make any more videos, right? So to get over that fear, I just kept posting videos, right? Yeah. But yeah. So knowing that, right? If I'm anxious, nervous, like hanging around a girl or in a social situation for some reason, like I can't really think about why I would be anxious slash nervous in a social situation. Well, actually, I can, but like I think it's just like confidence in myself. I think that's what it is, right? I don't think I have enough confidence in myself, and I say that because I think back to when I like first started self improvement, and it technically was because I liked a girl, right, and then I got heartbroken, right, and this was like all the way back in like 8th grade, like 5 years, 6 years ago. Like it doesn't even matter at this point, but it's like the reason why I started self improvement is because I felt like I wasn't good enough for someone, right? So I wanted to improve myself, and then that's I think that kind of like has an like some kind of like meaning or some kind of effect on everything that I've done so far. Like maybe like I see myself like as I'm not good enough for a person, or I'm just not good enough in general for certain things. But it could also be like maybe I had this feeling of not being good enough, not necessarily because I'm not good enough for a person, but because I know I could be doing better, right? Because I know I could be putting in more effort, because I know that I'm not reaching my potential. And I think when I look at it that way, it makes a little bit more sense, right? Because I'm always feeling that way. I'm always feeling like I could be doing more, I could be doing better. And that's why, again, I like self-improvement, because it's always about figuring out what you can do better and how you can do it, figuring out problem solutions, right? So yeah, I'm trying to talk to my friends about this and figure out like why I'm having problems, right? And then everyone has told me so far, you need to be yourself, right? Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. That's what my friend told me. That's what I talked to like a peer mentor person. That's what they told me. That's what my other friend told me. That's what WikiHow says to do. They say be yourself, right? And I made a video on this too. I was like, I think be yourself is actually good advice, right? And I think it makes sense. I think it's actually true. Like I should be myself, and that's kind of why like I kind of like am struggling, because me like being in my head or like not being present, and like that's not being myself. That's just being like an NPC, pretty much. Yeah, an NPC. It's being an NPC. So I have to like be myself, show my personality, right? The question is like why, right? Why can't I be myself? And the reason I say that is because everyone knows that's good advice. Be yourself, right? Everyone knows that advice. Everyone has heard that before. But the question is like, why can't you do that, right? Because if we already know that this is the way to success, to be yourself, and then people will accept you for being yourself, right? Maybe not everyone, but some people will, right? Like, why can't I be myself? I think that has to do, again, with like the anxiousness or nervousness or fear of failure. Like fear of being accepted by others. Because I'm not gonna lie, like from my own memory, like I wouldn't say bullied, but like been teased for like being on self improvement. You know what I mean? Or I've always felt like isolated because of it. So I never really talked about it much. Like at first, when I got into self improvement, I talked about it, but I guess I just came to the conclusion that it wasn't like generally accepted by people, and I just stopped like talking about it. But it's still like a huge part of who I am, self improvement, right? But I don't talk about it with people. I mean, honestly, I don't really talk about it with, aside from my family and my brother. Like, self improvement is such like a big part of who I am, but I think I just choose to hide that a lot of the time. I think I hide that because I guess I feel like people won't accept it, because I remember being like in being laughed at on the Xbox group chat, talking about self improvement, talking about dreams and wanting future success or whatever. Like I just remember being like laughed at. So maybe I'm like conditioned to not talk about it. And I remember when I was on this date, like the girl kept asking me a bunch of questions about myself, but I just didn't answer any of them, right? And at first, like, maybe that's like me trying to like be mysterious or something like Sigma rules and stuff like that. But I think that was just fear, honestly. I don't think. I think I was just scared to like just be myself and like let her like see who I really am. Because I don't know. I guess I don't see myself as, I guess, a person who is accepted, or I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. Like a lot of this is I don't know, and I've been thinking about this for like hours, but I had to just make this video. But I don't know. So like, what's the point, right? Like I have all these like problems, right, that I'm thinking about, and I don't even know if it's the right problem. Like I don't even know if I have social anxiety. I don't even know like if what's going on, right? But like, what can I do about it, right? That's the real thing, right? So I think the first thing I can do is they have like a wellness center at my college. So I think I'm gonna go talk to them and kind of see like if this is like an actual like mental like social anxiety kind of disorder kind of thing, or like get him like more professional psychological opinion. I think that would help a lot, right? To kind of understand what's going on. And I think the next thing I could do, or a thing I'm also gonna do, is like just still work on improving my social skills, because that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. I improve social skills. So Hamza has a guide on how to improve social skills, and he has like different levels of how to do it. So the first level is getting out of your house, or in this case, my getting out of my dorm. And I've been doing that perfectly fine. Been out the room most of the time. The second thing is to like start greeting people on the daily, and I was actually doing really really good with this until I took that L on the date, and then like I feel like my social momentum kind of broke, and I was like, since then I've been kind of like less social for some reason, but I gotta just get back on that. Just when I see people, just say hello. Uh, I was just in the elevator to come up to my room, and I just saw someone in the elevator. I was like, "Yo, how you doing?" And then we had a nice little chat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still doing it, but I know I can do better. Just be a little bit more social, right? Hey, say hello to people when we're walking by. Like I can do more of that because I was doing more of it a couple days ago. So there's that. That's like level 1 or level 2 or something like that. And level 3 is like actually getting into like conversations with people that you meet, like, and like approaching people and then just talking. And I've been doing that as well, but again, ever since I took that L, my social momentum kind of like broke. So I got to get back on that. But like I see a group of people, I would just go up to them. Like I remember one time I was waiting for a group of friends inside the dining hall, and I was waiting outside, and I was like, all right, I could wait outside and just sit here on my phone scrolling, like doing nothing, or I could just, there's this group of people, like 5 guys. I go up to them and then like talk to them, make friends with them. You know what I'm saying? Like have a little, get some XP. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I go to them. I go up to them. I talk to them. I get everyone's name, and then I remember everyone's name. They all respect me for it. You know what I'm saying? Very classic. But yeah, I gotta just do that more, I guess. That's the next level. And then the final level, I would say, is like, or at least in Hamza's video, it was like being the group leader. So once you know how to get out of your house, right, and then talk to people, make eye contact, have conversations. Now you got to be like the group leader and invite people out. And to do that, you need to be able to give value to people, right? And that's kind of like where I'm at, but at the same time, like I feel like I haven't like totally mastered the steps below. But like right here, like giving value to people and being the leader is something that's like I have to figure that out, you know? And it's interesting because the girl I mentioned that I went on a date with, right? She's like the group leader of all her friends, right? She she's like organizing all the meetups, and she's you know, she inviting everyone back to her dorm to like play cards and stuff like that. Like that's like group leader activities right there, you know what I'm saying? Having your tribe, your little group of people, and then leading them, telling them what to do, what to hang out, that's the value, right? The value is like everyone gets to have fun and vibe, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And we all meet up at this time, like someone's being the initiator. So I'm trying to figure like how can I do that for myself, right? Because I don't want to just be a leech, right? And just be in someone's group and just follow the leader. Like that's not like that's just being a leech. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving any value, right? But as an initiator, I could do that, right? The question is how. Like how do I even do that? And I tried inviting everyone out, like some people I knew, to like a karaoke event, and only like one person came, and then another person. I invited a lot of people, by the way. Like technically like around 70 people, because I had a group chat with a ton of people in it, but only one person came out of that, and then one of my friends came, and then yes, it was like three of us, right? And then I did my karaoke, and then as I was leaving, the girl I mentioned came, like she came like late, and then was like, I don't know, bro, but like, so yeah, I already tried like being the group leader, and I took an L, but like obviously, I gotta keep trying, you know what I'm saying? So everything I'm talking about in this video, like, it does kind of feel like complaining, if I'm being honest, like, because I'm talking about like my difficulties and problems that I've experienced, but at the end of the day, like, it honestly just matters with what you do, you know what I mean? And I think complaining, or at least like talking it out, or like journaling about it, kind of like helps you like figure out like what's the actual problem, right? Like what's actually going on. And if you guys have any insight, like that would be definitely helpful. But honestly, like it kind of feels like the answer to my problems is always like just keep doing what you're doing. Like there's nothing to change. Like there's no like secret solution. I think the answer is just keep improving yourself in the areas that matter, right? So obviously a problem is like me being present, right? In conversation, I'm like looking around and not actually being present. I gotta start meditating again. I stopped meditating, right? So that's something I can do. That's one actionable step. The second actionable step, like I said before, is trying to figure out more about what's going on by talking to like a medical professional or someone who's a little bit more experienced. So go reach out, get some help, right? And then the third thing is like to continue improving my social skills. So I read Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People a long time ago, but it's been a while since then, and I have the book. I just gotta read it. I think I should read it again, and then and still like try to apply the principles. So that's pretty much like 3 steps I can take, and there's definitely more steps, and I'm probably just gonna write it down in my journal. But yeah, man, it's tough, man. Like it's tough, and it's not to say like it's like the end of the world. Like obviously, like I'm still grateful for like everything that I have. Grateful for being in college. Grateful for like having shelter, safety, all that stuff, right? But as a self improver, I'm always like coming up against problems, right? Problems emotionally, like, or with discipline, or like with something, like, or habits. Like there's always something wrong because I'm trying to reach this new level, but there's something preventing me from that. So there's always some problem that I'm trying to deal with and fix, right? And that's always on my mind, right? And so yeah, I'm chilling, but I'm also like struggling, kind of stressing, but I'm also chilling at the same time. If that makes sense. And I guess I kind of want to end off this video with like the idea of like being myself is kind of difficult because, like I said, like being a self improver, that's kind of like all I think about. If I'm being honest, like I don't really care too much for like pleasure, like eating junk food or watching video games or watching anime. Like I quit all that stuff a long time ago because I realized like it doesn't really do much for me, and like it really just like ruins my life kind of. You know what I mean? Like when I played video games this summer, like I thought I'd just try it again. I literally just spent the whole day playing the game. I had fun. Like don't even like I'm not even gonna cap, but like I was just playing the game the whole day. I didn't even eat. I didn't even sleep. Like that's the whole reason why like I can't like do any of these habits, because like I literally just there's no like I'm not able to like balance them, right? And even beyond that, beyond like the fact that I can't moderate, or I'm struggling to moderate those kind of instant gratifications, it's like I don't really see that much value in them anyways. Like playing video games is fun, sure, but like that's pretty much it. It's just fun. And I can get fun doing something else that actually benefits me like towards my goals, right? Like I could work on this video right here, and I could have fun because I know that I'm making progress toward my goals. Or I could play video games and have fun that way, but there's no progress towards my goals, right? It's just at the end of the day, video games, from my perspective, are just the illusion of progress. So it's like video games are actually just cope for, instead of like actually making the videos. Like making videos is what I actually want to do, but playing video games is something supplemental that I use to make me feel like I'm making progress in my life. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. And I'm kind of struggling right now, like I said, but honestly, everything's good. I think like in like a month, I'll have like a very like I'll make some good progress and I'll have like an updated perspective for this video. But I'm really just trying to do like my best to document the journey of self improvement and like how like my thought process is, because I know like in like 2 years, 4 years, like I know I will be successful, and I want to be able to like share the journey of self improvement, and like this is what it's like. Like I'm actually like mad sweaty, like it's mad hot in here, but like I just want to like share the journey of self improvement with everyone, because it does seem lonely. Like right now, I feel like I'm like it feels like I'm alone, right? Like I feel like I can't relate to anyone, right? But I know that everyone across the entire world is dealing with this stuff because I am, right? And then there's a whole server of people that the kingdom, the server that I'm co-owner of, and there's so many people on there struggling with the same things, right? So it's like, okay, like I'm not alone. There's other people out there. So yeah, thank you for watching.